The first time Kofi met Elara, it was in the hushed chaos of a university library during a torrential London downpour. He was fumbling with a stack of books on international economics. She was rescuing a toppling tower of art history texts. The collision sent pages fluttering like wounded birds, and her laugh, a bright, unguarded sound, cut through his frustration instantly. A disaster of epic proportions, she declared, her eyes crinkling at the corners as she helped him gather the papers. We should probably get a coffee to recover. Kofi, who had spent his first term in London carefully avoiding anything that felt like an attachment, found himself saying yes. That was the beginning. For a year, he was just Kofi. Kofi from Accra, a postgraduate student with a charming accent and a curious, old-fashioned formality. He lived in a modest flat in Bloomsbury, funded by what he called a family scholarship. He cooked her jollof rice, which she swore was superior to any she'd ever tasted, and she dragged him to gritty art galleries and cozy pubs. He was brilliant, kind, and carried himself with a quiet grace that felt both innate and slightly mysterious. Elara, a sculptor from a small town in Cornwall, loved him for his steady presence and the secret, weighty sadness she sometimes saw in his eyes when he thought she wasn't looking. He told her his family was involved in traditional leadership, a phrase she took to mean local community elders. He wasn't lying, but the truth, that his father was the king of the Akan state of Akyem, and that he, Kofi, was a prince and a direct heir, felt like a suit of armor he was grateful to have shed. With Elara, he wasn't Prince Kofi Osei, future leader. He was just a man in love. The carefully constructed world began to fissure with the impending visit. He told Elara his grandmother, a formidable matriarch, was coming to London with a large entourage, and he had to attend to her. He was vague, nervous. Elara, sensing his anxiety, simply squeezed his hand and said, "I'm sure she's lovely." The day of the Queen's arrival, London seemed to shift. Outside a grand hotel on the Strand, a crowd had gathered. Ghanaian flags waved alongside Union Jacks. Elara, who had come to surprise Kofi after what she thought was a simple family lunch, found herself pressed against a velvet rope barrier, confused by the spectacle. Then she saw him. He wasn't the Kofi in jeans and a worn leather jacket. This Kofi was resplendent in vibrant, intricately woven kente cloth draped over one shoulder. A simple, elegant gold pendant rested on his chest. His posture was different, ramrod straight, regal. He wasn't walking, he was processing, flanked by serious-faced men in similar, though less ornate,